Hello, everybody. So I saw the comments for Scott. Scott was going to be here, but it's Scott's birthday, and Gino is formerly known as Scott. So we had some mismatching. Scott will be in the chat, and Scott will be on with us in a couple months for sure, but it's his birthday tonight. So him and Melody are going to go celebrate. So we are joined by Mike, Golden State Picker below me. Mike has been on before. Gino, crisscross to me, has also been on before. Gino is who makes my super chats that you guys see with the little animations. I have 2 new ones and I haven't put them on yet. And then Rod, I can't even think. I'm so like zoned. So I'm going to let Mike and Gino introduce themselves to you guys. And then we have a super chat and then we will get in the questions. So here is Mike.
All right, guys. Hey, Mike, Golden State Picker. I'm out of California. I do 50% eBay, 50% Amazon FBA books. So if you have any Amazon FBA book questions, maybe I can help you there.
Perfect. Here is Gino.
Hi, guys. I'm in Florida, just like the other 2 people above me. And I have a thrifting channel where I take you guys on a ride along and I find stuff and I let you know what I bought it for and what I sold it for. I put in a little humor and I even put in some special effects. So come watch me after this.
Perfect. Yeah, you do all kinds of fancy stuff that I don't even know how to do.
I was in computers, but way before YouTube, so I learned a little.
You know all the tricks.
Yeah.
All right. Carrie sent us a $10 super chat before we even started and said a big thank you to all of you for the information you give us every week. It has been invaluable to this new eBayer. So Carrie, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Here is your dolphin.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. All right, let's see. Who is first tonight? Bruce came in first. Bruce said, thoughts or issues with eBay on contacting a previous buyer via phone? Have similar items to what they bought before. They want to sell direct and never list on eBay.
What's that? Let me see. Question. Thoughts or issues with eBay on
Like, what is your thought? Like, would you contact a previous buyer by phone because you have their phone number when they buy from you?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. I would. I don't know. Are they trying to make a one-on-one connection off of eBay? Is that what it's?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
That'll get you. That'll cause you all kinds of problems with eBay. So I would say I would not.
I have the absolute opposite opinion. You know, you paid eBay the fees, you gave them everything they wanted, and now you made a contact. What you do with that contact after the person bought it, and if it's not on eBay and you're not trying to go around them, then contact them. Tell them you found some more stuff that he liked. What's wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with it.
So I will tell you that personally, I've had buyers call me because back in the day you could request people's phone numbers. And people would call me at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night with like an issue or the package was delayed or something like that. So I don't personally like being called by eBayers. So I would probably in the reverse side, I wouldn't want to reach out and call someone. But I mean, if you're doing it off eBay, it's not a transaction you've had through eBay. You're doing it later on down the line. I don't see anything wrong with it, but personally, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't really see anything wrong with it since you already have it. If you had to request it, I probably would not for that purpose, but I personally would not do it either. I don't think I would. I
mean, there's a reason why you have Nurse Flipper as your Instagram, your email. So if people want to contact you, there's ways to reach around and contact you. So nowadays.
I would not want somebody calling me. I'll tell you, as a buyer or a seller, I would not want them calling me if I did not ask them to. So I would be irritated with it. If it was me, I would probably hang up on you because I would feel like it was a cold call, you know? Like I didn't ask to be called. And technically they're not giving you their information for that purpose. So I would hang up on somebody. All right, look, Optimistic Thrifter became a YouTube member. Yay, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. I do 5 extra lives for my members every month, depending on the level, but five total. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely check it out. Here is your dolphin.
Welcome to the flipping family.
I love this auto star thing, Rod. It's a brand new feature.
That's cool.
So we won't miss anything. I love it.
What
Look,
is that?
it's the famous 2.5 million views on his gold video. Roy is in the house. What's going on, my friend? His video hit 2.5 million views. I just commented on it on Instagram a little bit before we went live. He
Congrats,
has gold and I have teacups, you know?
I have 1 teacup.
Miss Carrie said, when you are listing an item, right under where you enter the shipping details, there's a box that said calculated shipping rule. What does that mean, and what happens if I check it?
You know what? I don't use calculated shipping at all. So I know what calculated shipping is, but I don't know what the calculated shipping rule is. So that's something I don't know. I don't know if it's just giving you some rules about the calculating shipping, the procedure of measuring.
I'm wondering if they have the rules set up, Mike. You know, like you set up your shipping rules.
Yeah, maybe some generalized stuff in there. I really have not clicked on that, believe it or not. I might have to go in there and do that myself just to see what it is. That's the only thing I can think of.
I don't use calculated shipping either, but maybe twice in 3 years. But I think she's just talking about what do you do after you hit calculated shipping? You got to put in the weights and stuff like that. So that's why I don't bother. I don't want to package my stuff before it sells. So I kind of know what things sell for now and how much they're going to ship for. So I don't use it at all. I lose money sometimes, but I make money sometimes.
So I use calculated shipping on everything I pretty much sell. For most part, probably about 95% of it. And part of the reason for that is there's so many changes with the post office. Twice a year, you have price increases and stuff like that. So people that use free shipping, you have to go in and adjust your pricing. I just think that, see, mine's automated. So mine's already set up for calculated shipping through it. But I think that's just, you follow the regular calculated shipping rules. So no matter where you're shipping the item, it's going to be automatically just going to calculate the shipping for those areas there. So I think it's just a rule set up on eBay. And I don't think you have anything to really worry about that if you're using calculated shipping.
Yeah, so I use calculated shipping, but there's no box on mine that says calculated shipping rules. So I really think you somehow have set up shipping rules, and I stay totally away from them because I've heard of it like totally jacking up people's shipping stuff. I just looked at a listing and there is no box on mine. If anybody in the chat knows what this is, definitely let us know, because I have never seen that and I use calculated shipping. So I really feel like it might be like one of the, like, you set up your rules kind of things.
Yeah, maybe she's new and that's something you have to do one time. I don't know. I don't have it on
Yeah,
my
I don't know. Yeah, she said maybe something with combined shipping rules. She said she doesn't use it. That's weird. Karen Raining Retro said, if you had to give up all of your paid subscriptions or helpers except for one, which one would you keep?
Now, I'm probably really different here. I do not have a lot of subscriptions. I'm not a list perfectly, all that kind of stuff. But I am an Amazon FBA book guy. So I would have to keep, the one I would keep would be my repricer. Without my repricer, I'm pretty much sunk on Amazon. I could get away with some other things using Amazon Seller Central to figure out pricing, but I need my repricer, which is Reprice It, is which I use.
I don't have any subscriptions. I do it all by myself.
So yeah, for me, I have List Perfectly. I have Photo Room. I have vidIQ. I'm trying to think what else I use. I mean, List Perfectly is great because I can list on multiple platforms. I would probably keep List Perfectly just for the fact that it makes it so much easier to cross list and makes it easier for me to be able to get my items instead of manually doing it. So that would save me the most amount of time.
I don't know that I could pick one, and I don't know of any scenario where I would have to only pick one. Because like Photo Room is for the pictures, I use WorthPoint for pricing, List Perfectly for cross posting. They're all for different things. And I have TubeBuddy. So Rod mentioned vidIQ. I have TubeBuddy for my YouTube stuff. But I don't. They're also. It's not like I have like two things that do the same thing.
All right, Kat. The world's coming to an end. You can only take one. So let's hear it. You got to pick one. That's the question. You got to pick one.
Keep TubeBuddy.
Well, actually, List Perfectly has Photo Room, so I guess I could list on List Perfectly and use Photo Room via List Perfectly, and then I could. We're clicking the same thing. Then I could do that. So probably that, because like TubeBuddy, I don't have to have WorthPoint. Yeah, I would probably go with List Perfectly, because then you get List Perfectly and you get Photo Room. And Photo Room's the one I was literally like, but List Perfectly has Photo Room integrated. So I would have to get over it and list on List Perfectly instead of eBay.
At least with eBay now, you can go back 2 years with your store. So
yeah, with the and they said it has pictures now too.
Yeah.
So all right, Mr. Christopher, the famous I Buy Chit, sent a $50 super chat. Thank you so much. He said, sorry he's late. It took him forever to shake off the paparazzi. I told you he was totally famous, but he's here now. He is here now. So, Chris, here is your, what am I going to give you? Let's give you the Dalton on the Beach. Here you go.
He's a cute kid.
I laugh every time I see that because he's so bossy. Like, he is so bossy. Mom.
I laugh at all his comments he puts on every time he gives us a super chat. His comments are the best.
Chris is definitely awesome. All right. Let's see. GTGJ says, what does it mean when someone says gated to sell on eBay? I've never heard gated along with eBay. I've only heard gated along with Amazon.
Amazon, yeah. Gated was with Amazon. It's just their term of saying that you're blocked on Amazon from selling certain categories, and you have to produce invoices and so forth to get around that. I just got ungated in DVDs and CDs a couple of months ago.
Nice.
So that has been a huge game changer too. But I don't dabble anywhere else on Amazon. It's media and books. I don't want to stretch myself too thin, but that's what gated means on Amazon. Never heard it on eBay.
I think the question is that he hears a lot of people probably say they're gated, you have to sell it on eBay. So you might just got those two things confused.
Yeah, because there is no gated on eBay.
Yeah.
Only Amazon that I know of.
Yep.
Yeah. Unless they mean like gated as far as they can't list that many because they're new, but other than that, I can't think of really what you would be gated on, except the Vero list, which everybody's gated on the Vero list. It's not just one person.
Yeah, or that's just your count restrictions, such as like how many items you can list or how much money of your items you can list. That's something you can always increase later on. But
yeah, I don't know. Miss Rachel says, what is the weirdest thing that you have sold online? Like really weird.
Boy, man, that's hard, huh? Really weird. I don't have anything really weird. Oh boy. Trying to think, guys. I really
it's
don't.
It's hard when you're put on the spot.
Yeah, when you're put on the spot because you're going through all these items, and I don't have anything super weird. I have unique, but maybe not weird, I'm sorry. I'm blank. I'll think about it and I'll come back if I can.
About 3 weeks ago, I made a video on crazy, weird, and novelty stuff that sells on eBay. So go look at it. But like in that, I list 10 things that I thought were weird. One of them's a farting outhouse. The redneck comes out and he yells stuff and says jokes. God, there's so many weird stuff. Like you said, you can't think. A parrot that wakes you up and won't stop squawking until you are out of bed. And trust me, you will get out of bed. And just weird stuff like that. You'll find them a lot at Goodwill. And so,
I do have
a lot of things.
You just reminded me. It's a toilet paper dispenser that has a AM/FM radio and a siren button. Yeah. You hook it like in your toilet paper, and then a siren and an AM/FM radio. So that's pretty strange. There's room to sell everything.
So this is a little weird, but so I a lot of people know that I did pro wrestling for many, many years, and people would reach out to us and ask us to sell our ring worn pants, ring worn bottoms, ring worn boots, and they don't want to wash. So people would actually reach out. Well, I personally didn't sell any, but I have friends that have sold used, soiled pants and undergarments to crazy perverted fans. So
And I'm not giving it to you back, Rod.
I wasn't to call you out, Gino, but now, all right, I guess the cat's out of the bag. So,
I don't know about like weird. I don't do a ton of weird. Like Mike said, I do a lot of unique. I sold, and I don't think it's weird. It's kind of weird to me, but I know what people use them for. I sold deer antlers. That'll be in my video on Thursday. Some people would find that weird. And then what else has been weird? I think it was weird. I would sell the moss out of the trees here in Florida. I would dig it out and people would pay for it by the box. I thought it was weird, but I don't know if other people would think it was weird. Yeah, tumbleweed. See, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't sell like off the wall crazy things. I would if I see them, and they definitely. Gino is right. They definitely sell.
Yes,
The weirder, the better. They definitely
like when
sell.
Splash Mountain was closing, they were selling the water online.
The
Tom
water.
Brady was selling the sand from the beach. So anything. I mean, eBay is a place you can sell. You can buy Doritos that look like famous people. Like there's all kind of crazy things on there.
I did sell vintage toilet paper that I bought at Savers. There was a video on that where I sold pink, yellow, blue, green, a whole case of it that was at Savers. And I had to know what she wanted it for. And she said she actually had 3 bathrooms that she was going to split it up in and design it around. Yeah, and they were in the packaging. It sold for good money.
And my nephew sells bugs to feed your lizards. So
yeah, I used to sell black or mealworms on there, and I've sold chicken eggs on eBay. So it really depends on what you look at as weird.
I think chicken eggs is kind of weird. Is it a regular egg ready to cook?
Hatching eggs. No, hatching eggs.
Okay.
Like of rare breeds of chickens. Some of them sold for over $100 a dozen.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah. It's crazy. So yeah, quite a bit. All right, let's see what we got. Snowberry Vintage. If you have an item with no views for 90 days, but has watchers. So I'm going to tell you the view count is probably off, because if you have watchers, they viewed it. Just FYI, I don't trust eBay's view count. But if your item says no views for 90 days, would you end it and sell similar anyways?
With absolutely no views, I'd look at the item overall too. I don't know. I mean, I'd be looking at a lot of things there, not just doing that. But that is one thing, yes, you can do. Definitely might help a little bit. But if you're getting no views, that seems like maybe the item. I don't know.
I heard, and I don't know if it's true, that eBay is going to start stopping views every 30 days. It's going to take all the views away, so you know how many views your items are getting. But they're not taking away watchers. So I have them. I'll have, like at the beginning of the month, 6 views and 7 watchers. So how does that happen? Yeah. So I think eBay's trying something new there. That's the best I can come up with.
I mean, your eBay listing relists every 30 days, regardless if you take it down or not. So it does restart fresh. And I think that fresh starts a new 30-day count, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't change your watchers on there. So I would say you may have a bunch of watchers, because if it does reset every 30 days, if it's been on there for 90, you just maybe look at the wrong time or something like that. But I mean, if your item's on there for 90 days, either A, you price it too high, B, it's a long tail item, or C, you need to adjust your wording, or maybe in your description. Or first thing I look at is your title, look at your shipping costs, because there's times where I have items up there and I was like, why is this not selling? I look down and I hit a decimal in the wrong spot, and the shipping was $150 or something like that, just a little error. So make sure you check those things first before you spelling. But yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I actually have just started ending and selling similar, because I'm not able to list a lot right now. And what I was just doing everything that was ending that day because it was going to refresh anyways, and my views are up because of it. And I am selling some older stuff. So I would still, like, I'm ending items that have like 15 watchers because they've been listed a long time, and I'm selling as similar. So I don't look at the views. Like, I don't take that into account for anything I'm doing because I have over 6,000 listings. So I don't have time to go see what's getting views and what's not getting views. So for me, if 90 days is where you're ending and selling similar, I would still do it with or without views and watchers. Yeah. If you're not in the right category, that could happen as well. I really feel like the category is not super important, though, because I feel like most people just do a general search in the search bar, which searches all categories.
That's what I do with manga. Now, manga, if it goes in the comics section, you're going to be hit for a higher shipping. So I put my manga, if it does not have advertising, which a lot of them do not, I put it in the books and magazine, and the title will usually catch it. So yeah, I'm the same way. I want that media mail shipping on that item.
Yeah, but isn't there a category for Japanese animation in there as well?
But there is, but it still considers it a comic, and it will block you out and make you go priority or something else, and then all of a sudden you're going from $4 to $10, and it'll mess you up.
Yeah, a lot more.
So normally what I would do in a situation like that, I put it in there and then I would just put flat shipping on it and then just ship it through pirate ship because then you can ship media mail as well. Now, if you ever tried that.
Yeah, I dabble in pirate ship, but most of the time I get it right. I generally get it right. That's good to know though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stacy said, do you have to apply and be accepted to sell on Whatnot in order to sell on the marketplace part of the platform? Do you want me to answer this, everybody?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You do not have to be accepted to sell to list on the marketplace. Anybody can list and sell on Whatnot's marketplace. That is a newer feature. I have sold 3 items on marketplace so far. I imported my listings from Poshmark, which is like a 1-button click, and then you have to verify the shipping weight. But they only did 500. They won't let you copy more than 500 over. But no, you don't have to be approved to sell. Anybody can sell over on Whatnot's marketplace, and that is a pretty new feature.
Kat, I did my first show last night, by the way.
So. Oh man, I missed it.
Oh,
you should have messaged me. I'm losing my head. You should know that.
Did you
how did you do?
Shorts?
I did okay. I sold like 27 of the 33 items I had up. I just sold a bunch of plush. Right. Started everything for $1. I didn't care. I just want to get the kinks out of the way and stuff like that. So I'll start doing weekly ones here, probably going forward. So
yeah, that works. Unicorn Museum. How do you keep track of your items you're processing before listing? Like the ones you're waiting to research, comp, clean, photo, weigh, and then actually list. And she's high in things.
How do I keep track of the items I'm processing? Well, pretty much I am a one-person show, so I do everything that day. So like today, I've got 6 items that I found. Those 6 will be shot and then put up. So I really don't have any way of, I just continually do this every day. I don't have a death pile except for a locker that I just purchased, and I will take things out of that and pull, but pretty much I'm instant. So I don't have to really, do anything. Is that what they're talking about here?
Yep, pretty much.
I think that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
When I buy something, I usually get 5, 6, 7 items a day. I just take a picture of all of them, put them in a folder, and go back at my convenience and list them. I mean, after I list one, I just take it out of the folder. And that's how I keep track of what's sold, what I've listed, and what hasn't listed. So I'm not dealing with hundreds of items, though.
So I do a lot of bulk buys. So sometimes I will get items that will fill half a storage unit or something along those lines. So it is very difficult to go through. What I normally like to try to do is I use 80-20 rule. I try to pull out the 20% of the items that are getting me back 80% of my money, so I can try to recoup my money as soon as possible. So I try to pull out the items from those first and get those listed. But I also try to put some like items together. So if I have a bunch of video game stuff, I try to put that on the side. If I have a bunch of clothes, I try to put that to the side, because when I am going to do my listings or photos, I batch my items. So what I like to do is get like 40 items and line them up and just go right down the line and do all my photos at one time, because I do lists from my phone. And the fact that I have it on my phone, I can list at any point in time. So if I'm at the kids' football game, or if I'm, at the beach or something like that, I can do some listing. Or if I'm, out to dinner or waiting on someone, I can list from my phone. So I always like to have those on there. But I would say probably the biggest thing is, and a lot of people have is just they have a huge death pile and they don't know what to do. So you have to get a system in place. What I always like to do too is reset at the end of the day. I like go to my death pile, pick out items I know I'm going to list the next day, put those in front of my photo booth. So then in the morning I can go and I have all my items lined up. I can take 20, 30 photos that day and just get right to work. So you just got to get a system in place, especially if you're starting to build up a lot of items.
Yeah. So if you see back there, let me tilt it up. Do you see the pile of clothes right there? Those just came out of my car for the video I put out on Catch Treasure Hunting. If you don't follow my second channel, I have a second channel where I thrift. So that's all the stuff from that haul that I took out of my car. So I have a hot mess right now is what I have, because I had an assistant the last 4 months that did my listing on eBay, and I don't have her anymore. And I honestly don't have much time to list on eBay at all with everything else I have going on. So right now, like, there's still 3 stores full of stuff in my car because I haven't done the videos. So my car is my storage because we use our truck to go everywhere. But theoretically, and like over here is also stuff that needs to be listed that has been there since my assistant quit. That was her pile to list. And I've been listing higher dollar stuff. Birthday boy's in the house. Happy birthday, Scott. Yay. So I have a section, and it's actually almost done, with banker's boxes of unlisted inventory. So once I get it in a perfect world, it will go in those. And then I take one banker's box down at a time. I do not buy stuff that I need to clean. I don't weigh anything because I've been doing, not anything. I might weigh 5% of my items. The majority, I guess, because I've been doing this so long, and I'm on about 85% of the time I'm right. So I don't weigh them. Now, back here is where we pack and ship. We weigh them when we ship them out, but I don't weigh them before listing. However, if you're new, I recommend you do. But after you do it so many years and you sell the same type of thing, you get used to the weight. So they go in the banker's box, and then they come here. I'll probably leave these here and list them, and then they will go in a cart, which the cart's actually right there too. They go in the cart, and then they get put up once they're listed. So I'm still kind of working that out, but I typically do not buy stuff that needs to be cleaned. I don't want to have to clean it. I want it ready to go once I get it.
The birthday boy's here, by the way.
I see that. I know I said happy birthday.
Okay.
I like Rod. I'm like Rod. I like to get the best stuff up first. If you know it's going to sell, get that up and don't let that sit around. Get it up. Like that locker I just got, I took the best stuff, put them in separate bins, and that stuff's going up first. I've already made my money back, got it, and now it's just a matter of picking and choosing.
And
that's how I do it too. Yeah. So like I spent $500 on a bracelet online that should sell for over 1,000. I started on auction at 1,000. The only other one listed at 2,600. That was listed the day I listed it today. If I spend a lot of money on something and it's higher dollar stuff, it's going straight right. There's my photo booth. It's getting photographed and it's getting put up within a day or two. I'm not going to let a $500 item sit in a pile. And I agree with, if you buy a big lot, I'm going to pull the expensive items first because I want my money back first and foremost, and then I will get to the other stuff as I do.
And then
Miss Barbara.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Rob.
One thing I said, that when you're taking your photos too, keep a scale next to it, because when you photo your item, you could quick put it on a scale, weigh it, and take a picture of the item on the scale so you know what the weight is. That way you don't have to go back and do double work. You already have that information on your phone or your camera.
Yeah. And talking about listing expensive items first. Last week I bought a Nikon camera at Goodwill, and I looked it up, and it was worth like $250. trust me, it got listed. The minute I walked in the door, I didn't even put my car keys down. I was taking pictures of it and putting it on.
There you go.
So you get incentive when you have expensive items. And it's sold, by the way, for $220. And I bought it for $12.
Miss Barbara, she wants her pillow fight. She wants the pillow fight super chat. She's requesting it. She said, thank you. And all of us always, you're very welcome, Miss Barbara. Thank you so much. Here is your pillow fight super chat as requested. That's my middle child and my youngest child having a pillow fight in Tybee Island, Georgia. We went and hung out for the weekend. And it's funny because I took Dalton to see his favorite YouTuber, and now everything he sees on YouTube he thinks he likes, he wants to go see them. So like he loves some Lady Gaga music and he's like, Mom, I want to go see them. And I'm like, we cannot go see everybody you watch on YouTube. Now he thinks we can just go see everybody that we see on YouTube. So he's going to be like a concert and go all over the place kind of kid. Karen has a question for Mike. She said, is it worth it financially to do FBA Amazon books if you aren't interested in doing volume? Or do the subscriptions for picking and repricing make it really for volume sellers?
Now, okay, so I started out, obviously you start out at zero. It took me 1.5 years to really get footing on Amazon in finding a source. That was the key. The subscriptions cost me $105 a month. That's Amazon, reprice it, scan lister, everything that I have. So I have to make $105 net to pay that off. If you can keep doing it and make a few bucks a month and it's not crushing you and killing you, you should stick with it, because you never know when the source is going to pop in, and then you'll be ready. You'll understand the platform and you'll be ready then to take on more items. I had to basically, like I said, for that 1.5 years, not suffer, but basically make hardly anything off Amazon with the hope that I was going to find an amazing source. And I did. So I say it is if you can at least break even or make a few dollars, and you're not.
Well, what if she doesn't want to do volume? Like it's not that she doesn't have the source.
I would say if you don't want to do volume, that's really, really iffy. I think you're better off on eBay. Why create this? Why create something else if you could sell it on eBay still and make some money? That's me personally.
Yeah, but she can still do seller fulfillment on Amazon as well.
You can do fulfilled by merchant.
Yeah, fulfilled merchant. Yeah,
you can do, and occasionally I do that once in a while. But the big animal is still FBA, especially with books.
Because they want Prime.
Yeah, they want Prime. And if you're and when you first start on Amazon, you're really limited to what you can do, and that's mostly books. So books, believe it or not, they will add up as space if you're doing an FBM. And you're trying to sell books yourself, you're going to have a lot of shelf space taken up. So
I don't like how FBM runs too. I tried FBM for a little bit. I did FBA for over 1 year. I do not do it anymore, but it is nice. It's nice to be able to ship it off to them. You ship it and forget it, and they do everything else.
Especially like when you're on vacation. You're not having to worry about coming back on the Amazon side and packaging all that stuff.
Right.
Books are also great too, because it helps you get ungated, because it helps you build up your sales. It helps. I was an FBA seller there for a little bit too, and books are. I didn't go the book route. I was selling video games and go and try to buy wholesale, go that route. But it's definitely a different type of monster, that's for sure.
Yeah.
If you can figure it out, and I think I have figured out what I need for what I need.
Yeah.
It is an amazing platform. You'll love to hate Amazon just like we love to hate eBay.
Oh, yeah.
But the bottom line is, one of the simplest things is the returns. It's taken care of. You have no choice. Yeah. It's going to happen, and it's going to be taken care of. All that kind of stuff. So you just gotta feed the beast.
It is good though, because you can actually pay up for product too. So for example, like if I sell a Mario game on eBay, I'll get $20, but I can get 35 on Amazon. So now I can pay a premium over other local resellers in the area that are trying to buy items, and I can, pay up to get more inventory. So there is a plus to it. And I definitely agree with you. It's a different type of monster. If you can master it, there's a lot of potential.
Yeah, I have several friends that make over 6 figures, and when I say over, I mean they have over, like, it's 7 figures. They have over $1 million in sales on Amazon.
Yeah.
So the potential's there. It, like, for me, it's just not for me. What did I just do? I hit something. I don't know. So yeah, it's more hands off. I like being a little more hands on, and I like the one-off stuff that isn't really like FBA appropriate. That's why I ended up deciding, because eBay and Amazon are both pretty big beasts by themselves.
Mhm.
And I felt like I needed to concentrate on one or the other. We have 3 super chats. Susan, I refund your junk. I can see your face. I see her all the time in my Whatnot show, so now I can actually see her here. She sent a $5. You're getting if you hate the Dolphins, now is not the time. We got 3 back-to-back super chats. Susan sent $5. Here is your Dolphin.
It's funny you said that, because the last one says no
I see
dolphin
it.
necessary.
I see it.
Yeah,
And we can answer Jessica's question, and you guys will get a dolphin break. So Jessica, Resell to Ride, says, when you're feeling burnout from the daily grind of listing, what is your go-to activity to reset and refresh your mind? She said she likes to go for a ride on her bike, her motorcycle. What do you like to do to kind of rest and refresh?
I hit the golf course. So I'd like Thursday I'm playing. So I will do that to refresh myself. Or I'm in California, and maybe, Kat, you're close to the beach, I don't know, or the water. I will hit Santa Cruz or Monterey, but I will definitely hit the golf course a lot.
I don't get tired of thrifting or burnt out, but I do get tired of editing videos. I spend about 20, 25 hours a week editing my one video that comes out on Sunday. And by Sunday, I'm ready to take a day off. So I take off Sunday. Maybe I'll go to the local pub. It's only about a half mile up the road, have a couple beers just to relax, not to get drunk, and come home. Because that's what Sunday is the day I look forward to just relax. That's what I do.
So for me, I mean, I eBayed when I worked full time. That was my relief. That I loved eBay. I love everything about reselling. So I'm listing, sourcing, all that. But there comes a time now I do it full time that, when I am listing, it does get a little draining sometimes. So for me, I would either go to the gym to get out some frustrations, come back, I'm refreshed, or play some video games, or probably just literally put my computer away and, sit down and watch a good horror movie or something like that. So.
Yeah, so for me, if I have it, I like going through my jewelry for Whatnot, because it's like treasure hunting, and it's relaxing. I get to see what I find, and that's definitely relaxing. I'm about 30 minutes from the closest beach, but it's actually not like a pretty beach. I'm 2 hours from all the good beaches. So we have one 30 minutes away that's okay, but it's like brown water. We're at the Crook, so all the crap washes up to my beach. That's what happens. But yeah, so we also have a little dirt road here. It's like a nature preserve, the state's nature preserve for floodwaters out of the islands. And me and Dalton go out there and go looking for, he says aminals. We go out there looking for aminals. And actually, him and I went last week, and he spotted his first alligator on his own. So normally it's us finding them and pointing them out to him. And he's like, back up, because that's like what I'll tell Brad. So he tells me it was just me and him. Mom, back up. And sure enough, he spotted a little 2-foot gator in the ditch. And he was so proud of himself. So we love the outdoors, and it takes about an hour and a half to ride down that road. So that's something we like to do as well. So it's going for a ride, kind of like you as well. All right, Jess, here I'm giving you the original dolphin, the original one. Here you go.
Super chat.
And then no more dolphins. Unicorn Museum said helpful, thanks. No dolphin necessary. If you don't want one, definitely put it in there. I do not have to play it for sure. And I do not take offense. at all. So if you don't want one, just let us know.
They'll like them next week.
Which ones?
I said, oh, you froze. They'll like the new ones next week.
Yes, I will get them uploaded. Miss Patty said, what are some new exciting platforms to sell on?
Well, I think that right now, I think Whatnot is probably one of the most exciting. I'm not going to do Whatnot. I'm not, I'm in that twilight zone where I'm going 60 to 65. I really can't take on another platform, basically is what I'm saying. I can't stretch it thin. So, but Whatnot is, I've had several people around me that are doing it and they say they like it. Kat will probably be able to tell you more about it, but it sounds like it can be a lot of work, I guess, or I don't know. Is that true, Kat?
As far as what'd you say? Sorry.
Is it a lot of work time? Like you're doing 3-hour shows, 4-hour shows, that kind of thing?
So I'm OCD. I'm a bit OCD and I catalog each item and photograph it, which makes it take like a lot longer on the back end. People seem to like it though, because they know like exactly what I'm going to have. If I didn't do that, that would cut 2 to 3 hours out of show. We do 2-hour shows and we sometimes a little over, and I run 100 items, but I'm fast. Like I'll BS with you while I'm selling you something. I'm not talking unless I don't have any of it out here, Miss Barbara. Miss Barbara asked me to show off my resin. So Friday is my first resin only show. I do resin artwork, and Friday I'm going to have 100 pieces of my artwork. It's the first one, but I'm telling you, I've been so zoned the last 2 weeks. I'm like, I don't know which way's up and which way's down. But I did post some pictures on Instagram of some of the new stuff. I've got a lot of really, really nice stuff that we'll have on Friday. So, Gino, did you answer? I keep clicking the wrong thing.
What?
What are new exciting platforms to sell on?
Well, Whatnot's definitely the in thing, that's for sure. I wouldn't recommend it to someone brand new. Go to eBay and list a few items and get used to selling. But if you want the newest item, the newest thing, it's Whatnot, that's for sure.
So I'm going to go with Whatnot. And I think everybody should sell live. And it's not for everyone, but the reason why I say this is get the experience now because it's coming to every single platform. eBay is going to be going eBay live. Just imagine 3 years from now that you have all your listings on eBay. You can quick move them over, do a live right away with that. It's happening. It's coming down the line. So you got to prepare yourself now. Go in there, watch other people's listings, watch other people do shows. It's very important. I mean, I just started doing Whatnot myself, but it is definitely the future. It's coming. Poshmark is doing it. Whatnot. I mean, I can see Etsy start doing it down the line. It's going to come across. You have to remember, Whatnot is a social media platform that allows you to sell stuff. So everything you like on social media, that is what, if you like entertainment, you like that. Imagine doing that and be able to buy items. That's how YouTube lives. That's how Instagram lives went. Facebook lives, where people were selling items live on those platforms. Whatnot combined all that and made it live. And they're changing the game on that. So now they're allowing people to import their listings and put a marketplace. eBay already has a marketplace. Now they're going to live. So if the agent in the room is doing that, then you need to follow.
I might do eBay because if they let me then bring that over, I would probably give that a shot because everything's on eBay and then I could just pull maybe what I want off. I might do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's another one called, maybe it's Flip or something. There's another one that people are doing in place of Whatnot. So there's another Whatnot, but I can't remember the name of it. I was just reading about it. I would definitely say Whatnot, and then that other one that I can't remember the name. Drip. Thank you, Marcia. Drip. Yep. Drip is the other one. And Scott is saying too, if you are in the Amazon influencer program, it's making video commercials. I am getting ready to find the time and do this. Scott's been doing it, making little commercials for Amazon, and that can be some good income too. So if you have any type of influencer thing, definitely check that out. Mark showed up late and he's paid his late fee. So I'm going to give him his dolphin. We're glad you could join us. At least you're not, it's almost halfway through. We're going to do a giveaway in 9 minutes too, guys. We're going to do a giveaway halfway through as well. So Mark, what, huh?
I said a new car.
Yeah, here's your dolphin.
So, Kat, looks like we got an answer for the question from earlier.
What? Where?
The calculated shipping rule. Remember that was like one of the first questions we got earlier tonight?
Oh, yeah. See, that is like setting rules. Yep. And I don't like that. So you say they pay $2, $3. I wouldn't, because like Rod said, like you, but at least with the rules though, you would have to, you could just go in and change the rules instead of individual listings.
Yeah.
So I guess that would be the benefit to that.
There's a reason why people do that is, for example, like if you have a really cheap item that may be 5 or 6 ounces and you're listed for $3, but you're gonna do multi-quantity of those, it's one of those things that people put a lower cost on it because they don't want the shipping to be higher than the actual listed item. So it's just a way to, instead of doing free shipping, just a way to offset it. But yeah, I know a lot of people that do something like that. So
yeah, that makes sense for sure. All right, another super chat. Willow Alley sent a $9.99 super chat and said, if you find that some of your eBay listings have disappeared, do you have to start all over with the listings, or do they end up in the did not sell section, and can List Perfectly help with that?
Oh, I just actually did something on one of my videos about this, because a lot of times when they're missing, they're usually somebody canceled and you didn't relist it and it's still there sometimes, and you can go do that. But I've never had them where they seem to just disappear. I know that they do, but I imagine if they disappear, they're gone, unless if they're not in that did not sell or listing ended or along that, then you're going to have to redo that particular item. But a lot of times it's something where you just didn't relist an item. It doesn't automatically always relist the item for you, or doesn't prompt you, or you miss it. And that's what I was going through. I found like $300 worth of stuff that was, I had to go back and relist.
Me too. First of all, you should look in your ended listings. Sometimes it's there, like you said, if you forgot to relist it or something. But eBay has this magical thing where some of your items just disappear. And the problem, I have like over 500 items, which is probably not a lot for these guys. But how do I know if an item is missing unless it's an important item that sells for a lot? Mm-hmm. So once every year, I go through all my items, and that takes about 4 or 5 days. And I bet I'll find 7, 8 that are missing. Don't ask me why. And then you have to relist them.
Yeah, eBay is a glitch machine. I've been selling eBay for 20 plus years now, and I can't tell you how many issues I have every single year with eBay. It's part of the business. Their website is very antiquated. Yeah. And unfortunately, every seller that has sold on eBay for a long period of time will say that they have listings that miss. They'll go through their inventory box and find something and say, I didn't know this was even here. Oh, let me check eBay. It's not listed there. So we all go through that. So List Perfectly absolutely can help with that, because you can actually import all your eBay listings into List Perfectly. So if something happens, if your account gets suspended, if you accidentally delete something, you always have a backup. So it's a way to back up all your data in List Perfectly, and that way you can relist it back to eBay or list another platform. So I think List Perfectly is worth its weight in gold, just for the fact you can back up all your items in there.
Yeah, and I was going to say the same thing. So all your listings are there on List Perfectly. So if they disappeared, then you could go to List Perfectly, search, find it, and then just cross-post it back to eBay. I actually have 3 or 4 items over here. I'm trying to pay attention, and with 6,000, it's hard. But if I see stuff, I'm like, if that was listed, it would have sold. And then I'm searching while I'm pulling items, and I'm like, nope, it's not listed. So I'm bringing it in here. And then hopefully, I think some of them I had before I started using List Perfectly, like 3 years ago. So who knows how long they've been unlisted. So I might not have them. I might have to rephotograph them. But if they're on there since I started using List Perfectly, then I would be able to just cross-post it back out.
Yeah, going back to Rod, what happened was the item that I found actually was a gated item on Amazon when it went up. I then looked at it and I said, let me look at Amazon. And it sold for $30 on eBay, 65 on Amazon.
Nice.
So then I could stick it into Amazon. Now, what I do is once a year I have a garage sale. And at that point, I completely clean my garage. And that's where I try to find stuff that is missing also.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you purge your inventory as well, your old inventory at that
Yeah,
point?
I will purge a lot of stuff out. I will get down. This garage is where I work. If you've seen my videos, you know, and if you've seen some of my garage sale ones, it's quite amazing. One, you don't realize I have 1,500 items, but you don't realize how much stuff you have until you move it out into a garage, a patio, or whatever. I send my wife away for 3 days and say, look, you come back, it will be way better.
So we have a lot of people in the chat that go through the same problem. So how many items would you say you're able to move at your garage sales, just on average?
Well,
turn out inventory.
I literally get rid of it all, but I sell about 300 to 400.
Wow.
I literally take the non-sellers, and then it just allows me a fresh start. I take that money and then reinvest that money back into new inventory, trying to get better at picking, because we all have misses, you know. 1,500 items. They're not all great. So the hardest part is to tell yourself that you made a mistake and let it go.
But also, you like you said, you learn over time. So what you sold 2 years ago, you're not going to be selling that same thing now, because one, the market changes. Also, two, now you're a better picker than you were 2 years ago. So now you're buying either high-end items, or you're buying more specific, or you're niching down even further in those categories.
That's exactly. And that's what that helps me do, is the garage sale thing helps me to just realize, okay, this is a mistake. This one, you know, it just breaks you of some habits, and it also forces you to let things go. You got to learn to do that as a picker. Otherwise you're going to get in pretty big trouble.
Yeah.
And when I go through all my items, besides that I find the ones that mysteriously disappeared, I go and take all the junk that hasn't been selling, and I have a garage sale in 1 week, and then 2 or 3 weeks later I go to a flea market and I try to sell the rest, and then after that it gets redonated or thrown in the garbage, because what am I going to do with it? It hasn't sold in years.
Yeah, I'm about to take a bunch of stuff to the auction, to be honest with you, because I have some dead inventory that just hasn't been moving, and like live auctions, people get caught up in it, and we'll pay. Sometimes people pay higher at a live auction than you will get online. It's crazy.
I've seen stuff go higher than it goes on eBay, and I'm like, what are you doing? I could have it brought to my house for less than that. Like, you know,
it's just like Amazon Prime. Why do they hit the button? You can go to eBay and get the item for 30 and you pay Prime 60. That happens all the time.
Yeah, but
people I'm bad about Prime.
Yeah.
I told Brad, because I have subscribe and save on a lot of stuff, like our paper towels and things like that. And Dalton has been drinking. He's obsessed with Pediasure, with chocolate Pediasure shakes. And he is a picky eater. So I've been giving him Pediasure every day. And I was paying $65 on Amazon. And I was like, I'm going to check Walmart. $44. I was paying $20 more on Amazon. And I'm like, I need to check the paper towels and stuff. Like, how much more am I spending just because it's so easy to like Prime and subscribe and save? I'm going to go through like my dog food I get subscribe and save, just delivered once a month. So many things. But I get all the boxes, but I could get the boxes from Walmart has subscribed too, I saw. So I could subscribe to his Pediasure drinks on Walmart and get a discount too. So I'm going to go through mine. I am going to give Willow her dolphin, and then we are going to do a giveaway for you guys. So don't go anywhere. Here is your dolphin. And with that, Rod left.
He got tired of the dolphin.
Mike, he said, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm going to share my screen, my friend. And we are going to give away a virtual ticket to Camp Listing Party. So you don't have to go anywhere. I am speaking there. Rod is speaking there. A lot of our friends are speaking there. So we're super excited. So we're going to give away a ticket. So I am going to start collecting, and it's a virtual ticket. You get to watch all the speakers from the comfort of your own home. So put in hashtag listing party, and you will be entered. I don't see any entries yet. It should be working. Oh, there they go. There they go.
Yeah.
And Rod should be back. I'll give you guys like 2 or 3 minutes and we can put them. I mean, Miss Constance, you can go somewhere, but I'm not allowed to give away an in-person. Last week, if you were not here, they gave away 2 packages worth over $1,000. They gave away 3 nights hotel plus 2 tickets to the actual event last week live on our show. But they have given me virtual tickets to give away every week. So you guys can watch it from home if you can't come to Phoenix. If you can come to Phoenix, Marcia, can you put in the link for the actual tickets where if they want to come to Camp Listing Party in Phoenix, it is June 27th and June 28th in Phoenix, Arizona. Mark will be there as well. OG and Z will be there. Rod will be here as well. A lot of us, there will be a lot of people there. So Marcia can put in the link to Camp Listing Party and you can come to Phoenix and meet us, or you can get a virtual ticket if you don't win. We'll give you guys another minute or so. We've got 92 entries right now. There's 377 of you in here. It's a virtual ticket. You don't have to go anywhere and you can watch all of the speakers live from your house, which will be amazing.
Kat, do you know what you're talking about yet, or what you're going to be doing there?
I don't. I'm going to talk about whatever they tell me to.
They already have a thing scheduled for me, so I'm going to be talking about grading. So talking about grading sports cars.
I don't know. I think Trish is going to have me in one of the main rooms, like to everybody, and then I think she wants me to do a breakout too. But I basically told her my topics I did at my camp, and I already have PowerPoints that I could just touch up and refresh. So hopefully she will give me topics I told her I already have presentations on. That is what I hope. All right, guys, we have got 109 entries, and then Marcia just put in the link there. You can click on that and go and buy tickets if you do not win. So let's go ahead and pick a winner. Who's going to win? Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, man, I thought.
Oh, I made it. There you go. One.
Yay! Holla won.
Nice.
So Holla, email Tiffany. I'm going to type it in the chat. Tiffany@listperfectly.com. And tell her that you won the virtual ticket to Camp Listing Party. So here's the thing. I am not leaving the hotel. I'm going to get from an airplane to the hotel, and I'm not leaving.
It'll only be 109 outside.
Yeah.
Right?
I've been to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Well, Holla, you were late and you won. So you're being rewarded for being late. Don't think that's normal now. Don't think that's normal.
That means it need to be early next week now, all right?
Yeah.
Yes, you be early. Be early. Yes, we don't have to leave the hotel. It's drink and food included. There is an open bar, people. There is an open bar. I'm not partaking until I've spoke to you, though. That's the rule I set for myself. All right. So congrats, Holla. We will give away another ticket next week. So make sure you're here next week. We'll give away another ticket next week. All right. Hattie. I already answered that.
Yeah.
Miss Rose said, I sent a package to the wrong address. I reached out to the buyer who received it, and they are mailing it to the correct buyer. How do I explain that error to the customer?
I've done this.
I've done it too. Luckily, it was small items, and I just sent them a label, each one, and said, hey, put this on there, put this on there. And you just tell them you made a mistake. And most people are going to really be very understanding, and you'll be okay. But that's how I handle it, is basically I just tell them straight up, this is what's going on, help me out. Because they're going to get this in their item, and the other person's missing theirs, and you just, give them a label and just do it.
It's happened to all of us, that's for sure. I had a little calculator. I just mailed it the other day, and I had 2 of them. And of course, I sent the wrong one to the guy.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'll send you out the new one. And I figured I was going to lose the shipping to resend it. And he even said, I'll pay for both. So I didn't take the money. I sent it to him anyway. But that was very nice. So most people are understanding.
Yeah, just be honest, man. I reach out and they'll say, hey, there's an error in it. I'm going to have it resent over to you right now. I apologize for any delay, and then offer them, say, hey, if there's anything you interested in my store, I'll offer you a 10% discount for any, inconvenience this may have caused you. And people, 9 to 10 times, people are cool about it. And, say, hey, I'm only a human. I made a mistake. That's how I usually respond to people. And I would say they're usually cool. But every once in a while, you get someone who's not, and then you just eat it, and then you just deal with it.
Yeah, he egged my car after that, but that was
Yeah, I'm just honest and tell them they got mixed up. I'm sorry, and send the labels and get it to them. Most people are understanding. You're going to get those few that it doesn't matter what you do. They're not going to be nice. Just ignore them and move on. Constant Crazing said, a buyer tried to scam me. I reported them and canceled the sale. I tried to relist it and it keeps taking me to a blank page. Any ideas?
None on that. I mean, you canceled the item. You should be able to relist it. That doesn't kind of make sense. I don't have any idea there. None.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know why he took you to a blank page.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure on that one. That might be something with your settings on your computer. I would try to do it from your phone, or try to maybe reset it, or try to open a different browser up if you use Chrome, or try to use maybe Safari or something else, because it may just be a setting in your computer. Because sometimes I try to do stuff, it's a certain website may be blocked, and I have to try to go another route. So.
Yeah, sometimes I've had it where they completely took the item down when it was a scam buyer. Like eBay took it off the system because it was like a fraud thing and I couldn't relist it. So that would be my only thought, if you can't do it, is that eBay pulled it for it being a fraudulent on their end, not yours. And it sucks because you're kind of penalized for them buying your item. But I've had eBay totally wipe my item from the system when that happens before.
Yeah, don't you just go back in and reshoot it, relist it, right?
No, yeah, you'd have to like redo it like a brand new item.
That's what I mean. Just take it out,
Yeah.
redo it. Yeah, just redo it, right?
Yeah, it's like, well, if you have list perfectly, you could go and just push it back out, but without it. And the sucky thing is, after they delete it, you can't see the item. So if you didn't already see the sale, you'd have no clue what it was.
Yeah, that's
unless you got like an email about the sale or something. I think I get emails, but I think Yahoo thinks eBay is spam, and I just leave them there because I really don't care, because I look at the app. But if that happened, I could find it. But if I didn't see the notifications, that's where, like, Mike, that would be a reason something would be unlisted,
Yeah, that's exactly. I'm always checking, because I don't know. And that's right. You might just miss one. And that one is now a $300 item that you think you have listed.
It's not listed.
It's not listed.
Yeah. Doves in the Crosswalk says Tupperware is warning that they might go out of business. Will you start picking up any and all Tupperware? I personally have been hoarding new and old everything Tupperware.
Well, I made an offer on Kevin, the Commonwealth Pickers collection of Tupperware, and I'm waiting to see what will happen there. But no, I don't know. I'm just kidding there. Tupperware, I have a few pieces. I don't know. Will they, you don't know. You just never know. But I personally am not into Tupperware.
I sell a few pieces of Tupperware here and there, but mostly if I like Pyrex and I like Rubbermaid, I sell much better and they sell for more money than. So no, I don't sell it.
So I've been to the Commonwealth Picker's house, and he actually has an entire shed, literally a whole shed filled with Tupperware in the back. So you may have to fight Kevin because he's been hoarding it forever. It's one of his guilty pleasures of buying. But
I've been there too. Yeah,
But I would say when it comes to that, I mean, Tupperware is really common. You can find it. I find it almost every weekend I'm out and about. So if it was something that was less common, maybe. But I mean, when news like that comes out, I would list all my Tupperware, because when those news reports come out, that's when there's another interest in Tupperware, and people are looking to buy Tupperware, or maybe just refreshes their memory. So when you see stuff like that, it's not the time to hoard it. That's the time to sell it off, because you may get a premium for that short bump in there. And then out of sight, out of mind. And if they do go shut down, then it's just going to go off into existence like everything else.
Yeah, so I'm like Kevin. I already pick up almost all Tupperware that I see, but I don't hoard it. I list it right away and it sells, so I don't hoard it. But I already pick it up. Miss Barbara said, as far as promoted listings, the percent's getting crazy. I listed 2 items last night. The first promotion was 8%. The second was 8.6, like 10 minutes later. Any thought as to what's going on? It depends on the category, though.
Well,
or were they the same
it's all
category?
over the place. That's one reason why I don't do promoted listings. I don't understand it sometimes. It changes constantly. I just put my store on sale or I put items on sale. That's me. I am not a promoted listing person. There's too much. There's a lot of variation.
I promote, well, I guess he's frozen. I promote everything at 2%, and that's it. I never go a penny higher. And I sell a lot. I make quite a bit of money a month, so I'm happy with that. So, if that person didn't know, you can change it. You don't have to take that recommended amount. You can change it down to 2%.
There you go. Yeah.
So what they're referring to is dynamic promotions, where it moves and you can actually.
It says exact item. Sorry, I didn't read that right.
So when you're doing promotions with like the dynamic promotion on there, it will fluctuate based on what the market is. So sometimes it might be 8%, and then if you go log on there, 6 hours later, it might be 7%. It's just really going to fluctuate on there, and then you can cap it off. Say if you want to cap it off no higher than 10%, it won't go any higher than that. So if it jumps up to 15 or something like that, it'll go up there. But I mean, I just use a fixed one. I usually put about 2%, between 2-3% of mine, and I sell a lot of items. I'm listing items every day, so I'd rather run. Like, there's other tricks you can do. Like, I like to run sales in my store. Like I always say, this sales don't really get me a lot of sales, but they get me a lot more watchers. And most sales I get actually is from sending out best offers, because I can put a 20% or 25% on that best offer, and it's going to entice that buyer to buy. So I like to use a combination of use the promotion. I use real small, like 2%. I use sales to try to get people to watch it. And when I have my watchers, that's how I make my money, is sending offers.
Yeah, so I know it changes. I've never really paid attention to how often. I have the dynamic on where it does change, but I have it capped at, I think 11% is my cap, because I buy so low. I have room, and I figure Poshmark's 20% anyways in fees, and I'm selling on there, so I'm okay adding promotions up to 11%. So I have no clue like that it would change that fast in 10 minutes. No idea.
It's their algorithm doing it. It's just they've got certain parameters, and then him putting that one up, putting a second one up, all of a sudden says, hey, let's do 10%. It could be anything.
Yeah, there's no way to know for sure.
Yeah.
Miss Janice says, what does it mean about eBay changing all the categories, and how does it affect us?
Am I missing something here? Changing all the categories? Are they doing another shuffle?
Yeah, they actually just sent out an email, I think yesterday or something.
Yes,
like that, where
I got
they're
it
changing item specifics up and stuff like that.
But they said, don't worry, because they're going to automatically take your stuff and put it where it belongs.
And that's where everything
they're going to put it wherever they want.
Yeah,
wherever they want.
That might be where it gets screwed up right there.
But they said you don't have to worry about it. So, but I bet I will worry about it.
So
it seems like every time they do that, it jacks us up.
Yeah, so that's what I was about to say. I'm not really worried about the category changes. I'm worried about how it's going to impact the algorithm for the next 2 weeks, because anytime they do that, you're going to have a constant, everyone's going to complain there's a dip in sales, something like that, because eBay, anytime they do that, the algorithm has to recalculate and has to relearn for the process before it kicks back up. So during those times, anytime there's a change on eBay, I highly, highly recommend that you up your listings, just for the fact that you need to get more items up there, get that algorithm going, and try to get more items in front of people to see. So anytime that they change anything, I try to up my listings and make it a priority to do that.
Yeah, it seems like it makes everything go bazonkers for a few weeks, and then it comes back. So Rod has a good point that I would try and up your listings if you can, just to try and kind of overcompensate for that wonkiness for that little bit. Miss Vicky asked me, how did I ship those eggs? Very, very carefully. No, there are actually foam inserts that are made specifically for eggs. So they have the holes cut out. They have them for chicken eggs. They have them for quail eggs. I sold quail eggs as well. And you put them into the foam and then wrap them in bubble wrap, just like you would a piece of glass. And I rarely had any break. Miss Rachel says, and whatnot, why can I not see my schedule show and the list of upcoming shows? Rachel, I would first ask if you're on Android or iPhone, because iPhone is much more Whatnot compatible than Android, unfortunately. So I have a Whatnot iPhone just for Whatnot. It's funny because Dagny Flying Pig Thrifts went and bought one too, and she likes it so much better. So if it's an Android, sometimes it's really wonky. Oh, she just fixed her Whatnot problem. Okay, I'll stop talking. Let's see. Okay, you got it. Oh, how did I miss it? I missed a super chat. Ellie sent a $10 super chat and said, beanie values are way down, if not non-existent. I tried to locate an info and prices on original Marvelous Malia and Sweet Sasha, both authenticated. Where should I go?
Beanie Babies have been way down for 10 years. I mean, I used to buy storage rooms before I started picking, and they were down then. So I don't know anything about Beanie Babies, and when I see them, I run really fast away towards another direction.
So I would say I would try to go through Worth Point. I mean, there are 98% of the Beanie Babies have pretty much have no value to them, but there is some out there that do have value to them and that you can make money on. I would try to go back to Worth Point. The only problem with Worth Point is, and eBay comps, Beanie Babies was a lot like Disney Black Diamonds and stuff like that, where there's a lot of fake auctions that did run, and you will see a lot of off-the-wall comps in there. I would actually try to look for, to be honest with you, I would look on Facebook and different areas for Beanie Baby groups, and that's a good place to start because you can start dealing with some hardcore collectors that specifically deal with Beanie Babies. But I mean, it's a tough market, so
it is very tough.
So I looked up, and I don't know if it's spelled right. I looked up both of those, and I'm not finding them. I'm not finding them at all.
Where are you looking them up in Worth Point?
I'm looking them up on eBay.
Oh.
Like, I'm not even finding the name. Hold on. I'll look on Worth Point. Hold on. I'll look. Let me see.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not familiar with these two.
Okay, here. Hold on. No, they came up on, hold on. The Sweet Sasha one came up on Worth Point. Let's see what it says. Hold on. I'll tell you. Let's go by most recent. So it looks like in 2009, Sweet Sasha was selling for like $1,400. Looks like they sold for $1,100 in 2020. I'm trying to refresh it. Worth Point would be my best advice, but here's some down to $475, $300. They're all over the place. They're all over the place, like you said. So I would look at those that are listed now. Oh, sorry, Mike. I would look at those that are listed now. I was looking up on Worth Point. I would look at those that are listed now, and I would price comparatively. But I'll tell you, there are 209 results on Worth Point. And you can get a free 1 week subscription. Oh, I see them. That's the pair of them. So that's the pair of them that sold. So the last ones, well, I put most recent. Worth Point, what are you doing? I put most recent, and it's showing me 2009. I'm seeing anywhere from $150 all the way up to $1,100. So I would look at what they're listed for now would be my suggestion. Let me give you your dolphin. And there are actually 3 more super chats. So we're going on a super chat run. Here's your dolphin. Thank you. All right. Hold on. I missed the super chats. And then Beachwalker, Miss Lisa, said the Seller Hub shows my top rating is at risk. because I did not upload tracking numbers. The items were combined, shipping for the same buyer. How do I prevent this?
Good question.
Yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't have that problem, right? Are you, if you're combining the shipping, right? So all 4 are on there. It should automatically do that. There are situations where I do a 2-box shipment and then I do a second box, that kind of thing, or you add tracking. So this one's confusing, right?
So I would wonder if she is actually just adding the items to one box and not combining on eBay.
Yeah,
that would be what may be the cause of that.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah, and sometimes I've had eBay not let me combine them.
Yes.
So the problem would run in if you're not having a lot of sales. Like for me, it wouldn't hurt me. But if you already put it in one sale and you didn't combine them in the system, eBay will not let you put it in on another one. They'll say that tracking number has already been used. So what you need to do is you choose all of your sales, print shipping label, and at the top, it'll say combine shipping per buyer. And you click that button and it groups them together. Sometimes it will not. I will tell you, if it will not, sometimes I ship them separately because I want my tracking numbers. And I just tell the buyer, I'm sorry, but 90% of the time it will combine them for you.
Yeah, sometimes it won't let you combine it if it has to do with media mail. I've seen that happen.
Yeah, if there's different types of shipping.
International shipping has a problem too, I think.
They will not combine a lot of international. Yeah. And in that case, I do not combine them for the buyer.
We're still here. You're frozen on our side.
You're frozen, but we hear you.
So.
All right, Beach Walker, I'm giving you the beach one. Here you go. Holla sent a $4.99 super chat, said thank you. She was the winner of our ticket. Now she's paying a late fee. Mark has started a tradition. So Holla, here is your dolphin. Congrats. So you will see us, but we will not see you. So that's exciting. You will get to watch us do our speaking. All right, Squirrely Reseller, I think this is the last super chat that I missed, sent a $4.99 super chat and said, eBay lost all of my listings. They are zero help. Now I have to start over using List Perfectly. They even made me change my name. It's hard to stay motivated. I don't know if we have any comments to her for that.
I feel sorry. I don't have a comment.
I'm wondering, did her account get suspended or hacked?
Yeah,
I mean, why would they make her change her name?
Well, but if they told her to change her name, I don't feel like that was a suspension because they wouldn't have told her to change her name. Yeah, right. It almost sounds like maybe they think that it was hacked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or, I mean, depending how long you've been on there, because, I mean, I remember when we first started back in early 2000s or late 90s there, you can actually put like a website or a different name in there. And at that point in time, they would force you to change it down the line. But that's the only other thing I can potentially think of in regards to that. But regardless, my heart goes out to you because that does suck. And that's but you know what, though? Look at it this way. It's a fresh start. And now you can really purge inventory that you don't need. So if that happened to me, I have 1,500 items up. I would probably only list 800 to 1,000 items because there's certain items I have in my store right now. The only reason they're still in my store and then I haven't got rid of them is because I would never buy them again. And I'm going to discount them until they just sell. So I'd rather take cents in the dollar. And I've already put in all the work. So if I was in your situation, look at it as a blessing in disguise. Good way for you to start fresh and get a good start and selling maybe higher end items.
Yeah, imagine trying to list 1,500 items over again. Wow. I do feel sorry.
See, I'm a really, really optimistic glass half full kind of person, and I would be pissed as hell. I'm not going to lie to you. I would be hot. I have 6,100 items, but I would look at it as a blessing as I can go through my stuff now, clear it out if it's crappy and I made a mistake, and then put it back. So it is a fresh start. I would have to find a positive in everything. So I would definitely do that. Evelyn, for list perfectly, what can you use to take pictures and cross post? I don't know what you can use. You have to have at least a Chromebook because you have to have a browser. So you can get a Chromebook for like $100 on eBay, and you can use that to do it. And
Okay.
I need to give Squirrely her dolphin too. Mike, did you have any comments on this one?
What is this? There's zero help now starting over.
eBay lost all of her listings, and they had her change her name, and she lost all of her listings.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one. Unless you had list perfectly, right? Can you?
She said she does, yeah.
And it's not letting her do it.
No.
No, it is. She's just mad because it was 1,500 items. So just frustrated.
He's frozen again.
He's
blinking. He's blinking. I see him blinking. All right, let me give her a dolphin. Here you go.
Kat, if that happened to you, how many items do you think of your 6,100 items? If that happened to you today, how many items do you think you would actually have in your store going forward? Half?
Probably a little bit less. I'm getting pickier.
Yeah.
And I talked about it a little on the video. I might even do like a whole video just because like I'm just overextended, and I think I need to be pickier and find stuff that's worth it more. You know what I mean? And it's hard because it's so hard to pass up a dollar clothes that sell for 10 and 15. And I don't know if I'll be able to. I'm going to try, but I really don't know if I can. So I might start back up my thrift boxes where I offer them to viewers again in bulk and just let them resell them. That's what I did before for a while. So I might start doing that again. Miss Patricia said on Whatnot, is there a time limit for each item, or can you slow it down and work at your own pace? The speed of some of the shows I've watched gives me anxiety. I'm assuming one of them would probably be me because I'm pretty fast.
Yeah.
So, yes, you can. I mean, you can put 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds. Just depends on how long you want your items up there. But I'm like Kat. I put my items up for 15 seconds and just move on. Like when you have that many items up there, you don't want the show going 4 or 5 hours, because when people bid in the last 10 seconds, it adds an extra 10 seconds to the item.
That's what I was going to say. Like if you do 15 seconds and people are bidding, like you can do sudden death. And a lot of people do that where it's like a hard close, but I do soft close. So Stacy said the slow ones give her anxiety. Me too. So here's the thing, to me and why I go fast. Time is money. My time is precious to me. I do not have that much of it. I want to sell as much as I can in as short of a period as I can. Still keep up with the chat. I still have chit chat, but we are running items every 15 seconds. So like Rod said, you can do 30 seconds or 45, 60. Yeah. I will tell you as a buyer, I would not stay in your sale. It would be too long. I would be like, peace out. It's just too slow. Because my time is precious, whether I'm buying or selling. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to sit there and wait. Like if I want something that's 5 items later, let's just say you're going in order. And if you're on my show, I'm going to get to that in about 2 minutes. If you're running 60 seconds and talking in between, it's going to be 10 minutes and I'm going to be gone and you're going to lose my sale. So yes, go at your own pace, but keep in mind, you have to keep people's attention. And a lot of people are not going to hang around and wait if you are really slow. Just my opinion.
Also,
yeah, Marcia said go. Yeah, even for new sellers, it gives you more of a chance to get more items seen and more sales, because as a new seller, you're going to have stuff not selling. So do you want something that nobody wants running for a minute? Do you know how long talking for a minute is with nobody bidding? It's a pretty long time, I will tell you. You will find that out. You will find it
awkward.
out.
It's actually awkward because
it's very awkward. I mean, it's even awkward for me. I'm like, okay, and 3, 2, 1, next item.
I put my first one in like 60 seconds. No one did. And I'm just talking for 60 seconds. You don't realize how 60 seconds is. Just think about when you go to a restaurant and the waiter doesn't come up to you. It's literally been like 2 minutes, but it feels like 10. That's how it is when you're just sitting there. Same concept.
Silence is long.
Yes.
It really is. So you can go at your own space or on time, but I would be aware that going too slow could cost you buyers and sales. Now, some people might like it and hang out, but I feel like the majority is not. Watch, hold on. I'm going to put up, Rod, read this question, and I'm going to put up a poll in the chat. I want to see what the chat thinks.
Can you buy your tickets at the door if you live in the area? I'm assuming they're referring to the List Perfectly event.
I think so, yes.
That I don't know. You can actually email them.
If they're not sold out, maybe.
Yeah. So if they're not sold out, I'm assuming, yes, you could. But I mean, no, actually, I think all the tickets are done online because it's registered online. So I think you still would have to buy it online. I would actually just reach out to List Perfectly directly and just ask them. I mean, we can ask Trish and then we'll have an answer.
How do I make a poll?
But yeah, as of right now, I just think the only way you can purchase it is online because everything gets registered through the system online, and then you're able to go in like the online chat they have. They have an app that you can download for it where you can ask questions ahead of time, and that's linked to your ticket to the event, which is actually pretty cool. So, and you get to meet a lot of resellers. Right now, there's 100-something people in there right now on their the app they have that you can actually chat with, like the people that are going to be talking at the event. They have icebreakers for you to meet other resellers, and there's other things on there that you can do for meetups and things like that. So
I can't find the poll anymore. Did they take away the poll option in chat?
I don't know.
It's not there.
Don't know.
Well, I wanted to do a poll, but I don't see the poll option. Jack says, how long after you end promotions does it actually stop?
Is that on eBay?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't do them, so I don't know.
Okay.
Don't they stop immediately? That's what I thought.
I think when you do a promotions, like, are you talking about like promoted listing, or are you talking about like
Yeah.
If you're referring to promoted listing, I don't think it stops once you put it on. I think it just refreshes every 30 days.
You can give it an end date, just like a sale.
Oh, okay.
But here's the catcher that a lot of people don't think about. Once you promote it, if they click that link for 30 days, they will take the promoted fee, even if you turn it off. So 30 days is how long it will be on. If you turn it off, they can still charge you for it, I should say.
So it's almost like a cookie, a 30-day cookie.
Yes, correct. Miss Jessica said, Kat, will you be doing another Nurse Flipper camp? I am contemplating. I need to tell Rod. I've already told Rod my new idea, but I haven't told him like more. But yes, I am contemplating doing one possibly in November, December. Because I have to work around Dalton's school schedule. So I was thinking like Thanksgiving break or like Christmas, New Year's break. I don't know. It'll probably be either Orlando or Miami. I want it somewhere where people can fly into easily, a big hub, because I know my Tennessee camp was really hard for people to get to because of transportation. So I might. I'm not going to commit to it this year. I will say I probably will next year, and I'll do something with Rod, and we'll have sponsors as well. But I have to kind of iron out the details, and it's hard because like right now we've got all these events. So June is List Perfectly in Phoenix. September is the Reseller Rally in Cincinnati, and October is Boss in Vegas. So I'm like...
You got FlipCon in there. You also got Dante's event, Prison of Profits.
Yeah. So. Yeah, like I'm not going to FlipCon because it's the first week of Dalton in kindergarten, so I can't make that one. And then I think Dante's, which I love the Prison of Profit convention. That's where I met Rod, but I think it's close to the same time as Boss in Vegas.
I think it's the same time frame, actually. I think it's the same week. So
I think I've already bought tickets to Vegas, so I'm going to Vegas. So I don't know when I would have time to plan, I guess is my point. So I might do it this year, but next year. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. 865 Picker sent a super chat and said, Kat mentioned 6,100 items. How many items does everyone else on the panel have listed on eBay?
I have 1,500, and I've been doing it 4 years. It stays steady between 1,200 and 1,500. I don't seem to climb. I like that one in, one out principle sometimes, but that's where I'm at.
I have 500 items, but I will tell you, when I hit 500, that's when sales are every day now. Every day I have 1, 2, 3. On the weekend, I can 7, 8, 9 sales. So 500 seems to be the magic number for me. That's how many I have, 500.
So I currently have about 15. I fluctuate between like 14 and 1,500, some in that ballpark. But going forward, I mean, I'm looking to redo how I do things, and I just haven't kind of figured out what exactly I want to do. But I honestly would like to get that down to like 800 to 1,000, to be honest with you, because probably 500 items I have in my store are items that I would never pick up again. Items that are just sitting there that I'm just waiting to move. So I'm probably gonna, do a giant yard sale and try to move stuff. I mean, during the pandemic, I bought out. So many people were lost their jobs, and I was in a fortunate position where I had capital to buy out people's collections at a very cheap. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to source. So I stockpiled items, and I have a 10 by 25 storage unit as well, and it's jam packed with stuff. So, and I'm at the point now where anytime I go sourcing now, I've gotten to the point that I'm very good at sourcing, where I can go every weekend to fill up my car with stuff, no matter where I go. And I need to just move items because I'm getting more items than I actually have. So if people are looking for wholesale, or if you follow me on Whatnot, I'm literally blowing out items $2 a piece that's selling for $15, $20. The people in my Whatnot on Monday got some heck of deals. They got plenty of items to resell, and I don't even care. I just need to move inventory right now.
That's what you got to do.
It's hard when you're a content creator like that. That is from my last video.
Yeah.
And I don't need inventory, but I need content. And in order to get content, I need to get stuff. But I need to get less stuff. And like I said, it's hard for me, and I need to teach myself. So I might bring back my thrift boxes. If you guys didn't watch, I've done thrift boxes on this channel as well as Catch Treasure Hunting. Basically, I take all of that stuff and put it into 2 boxes, sometimes 3 if it's a lot. I double or triple my price. So if I get it for $1, I might sell it for $3, which is cheaper than it is in most people's thrift stores. And then I sell you the whole box. And then you can sell it for $15, $20. So you can 5 to 7 times your money. I might start doing that. And I agree with Rod, though. I would like to have less items. I don't want to have more. And the way that I've gotten those 6,100 is because I buy lots. So like I bought 1,200 license plates, an amazing buy. It's amazing profit. Mm-hmm. But say 200 of those license plates are really good, and the other 1,000 might take a year to sell. So I bought multiple lots just like that. Harley pins. I bought 600. 150 of them sold fast, had my money back, but now I have, 350 that they're still selling, and it's all profit. So that's the hard part when you're buying lots is, do you just lot up those, smaller or slower selling ones and get rid of them at once, which is an option. So I'm kind of rethinking like Rod is too. And I think all of us need to do that, take a step back, look at your business, figure out what's working for you, what's not. I would like to have less items and make more money. I think we all would.
And it's overwhelming too when you have that many items, and it's almost like you're treading water, because we go out, we need to create content, but also too is we thrift and we go yard sale because we have a passion for what we do. If I didn't have a YouTube channel, I would still go out every single week looking for items because it's my passion. It's what I love doing. I love the treasure hunt with things.
You want to find that holy grail.
It's hard for me to turn down $1. It's $1 into 15. Like, where else do you get that return on investment?
You don't.
So it's hard. It's hard. All right, here is your dolphin. Thank you.
Super chat.
I'm going to put this up because this is kind of related. It just came in. So do any of us have limits? I know, Mike, you were talking about your garage sale. Do we have limits as to how long things are listed if they haven't sold?
Basically, mine's that year where I will flush it after a year. I know Don, the auction professor, he talks about how he has stuff, but he has thousands and thousands of how do you say it, Imperia? He has all that kind of stuff, and he doesn't care if it stays up 3 or 4 or 5 years because it's so small. But I do it every year. I flush and look, and that's pretty much my point.
Yeah, every year I go through every single item, and what hasn't sold, because eBay will tell you when you listed it, by the way.
Yeah.
And like I said, a garage sale, a flea market, garbage. They're not selling. What do I have to ruin my garage? You should see how beautiful my garage looks because I just did the flea market 2 weeks ago. And you should go to that one. It's called Junk in the Trunk, Cat.
Oh, a lot of people like 3 or 4 people have told me about that. I am so negative on time right now. It's not funny. If there were 2 of me, we would both be short on time right now. That's how short on time I am.
So for me, I keep items in there. If I put the work to list them and I put the work into taking photos and getting them on eBay, I would rather take 50% of what I originally paid for it and keep it up on eBay and sell it, because the work's already done. It doesn't cost me anything to have it sit there. It just takes up space in my house. Now, if it's a big item,
that's what I'm talking.
If it's big, like if I'm talking about something that's got a giant box or something like that, or like this giant boot, this UGG boot I have with store display, like this. Someone go to my store and please buy this because I need this.
It's going to sell now. It's going to sell now.
Boot, right?
Make them an
a store display.
Listen, did you?
Put it on sale.
Ron, are
Hurry.
you watching with Julian's paperweights? So Julian had these paperweights that never sold for years. He talked about them on the show here, and the suckers sold out. They sold out.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't get more.
Yeah.
It was so your UGG boot might sell.
It's probably going to sell.
UGG boot, a store display. Someone buy it, please.
It's gone. It.
That's perfect for a whatnot seller with clothes or shoes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You might sell it before the show's over.
Maybe we'll see. So
that would be hilarious.
Have you ever had the item where it'll sell? You can guarantee it's going to sell, and it sits there forever.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And then the things that don't, then the things that you think I don't got a shot, it sells that day.
It's like, I know it's crazy.
It's just like when you get YouTube videos, same thing. Things that you put up, and you're like, oh, this is going to suck, and then it takes off, and other things.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
It's like, this is the crappiest video that's getting the most views. Like, what is going on?
No,
and then the best videos that you think are the best don't get any views.
Yeah,
That's just, it happens.
Yeah.
When that person asked about being burnt out.
Oh, Miss Sue.
Who will take the boot for the team?
So for me, I have previously said list it and forget it, but I'm rethinking it. And I feel like a yard sale or something like that. And I actually had a lot of people come out. I was really surprised because I'm in the middle of nowhere, and we're talking like 6 miles off of like a main road. Like it's like the ones where you're driving and are like, where the hell are they taking me? That's my house. You're like,
and you feel like you're about to die if you make the wrong turn.
Signs. Yes. But I haven't done one in over 5 years, like way before I had a YouTube channel. It was actually when I first started doing pallets, because I had a lot of stuff from the pallets that I didn't want to list. So I might at some point, just because, or like somebody said, I might throw it on Whatnot, and see, because maybe my viewers want it. I have 6,000 items, so I show stuff on my what sold, and people comment all the time, man, I would have bought that if I knew you had it. They don't have time to look through my 6,000 items and see what the heck I have.
There we go, Pat. New segment for Tuesday night show. We each bring one item that we want to sell off each week.
Yes, okay.
Something that's been stuck in our
We're
stuff
gonna
forever.
feature this week.
No, that's what you do. That would be
feature
something.
this.
Yeah, something you've had. Yeah, something you had. And
Everybody
want this?
Mike, what do you got?
It's been here for years.
That's behind.
Grab that helmet, Mike.
I've got the blind person's cane.
Oh, there you go.
They actually come in lengths. This is 64 inches. They come in different lengths. So,
Okay, we all had it handy.
They would like to see the Ugg boot again, please.
What size is it?
The backstory is I actually bought this at a yard sale for $2. So you
It's
guys know what I paid for it. So if anyone wants the giant Ugg boot, it was literally a store display, and some girl had it in her bedroom, and her mom put it out for sale because she was off of college. So she may still be looking for it, but there it is. It's literally huge. It's probably 3 foot giant Ugg boot.
Can you?
That would be cute for somebody that like did pictures. Like I used to do professional photography for like a little kid to stand by the giant boot or something. Lunchtime jewelry with Emily said, "Can you use your balance from selling to buy on the platform?" I'm going to assume you mean Whatnot.
Also,
Correct me if I'm wrong, but no, on Whatnot you cannot. I can have a big balance from having a sale and I make a purchase and it comes out of PayPal. So on Whatnot you cannot. I know on Mercari you can, on Posh you can, on eBay I don't think you can.
Can you make payments out of your? Can you buy something out of your managed payments? I thought they were going to add that at one point. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think so. You might be able to. Yeah, she did mean Whatnot. I see. She clarified.
You can use your credits or whatnot. Like, so if you get credits for stuff, you can use that to buy.
Yeah, if you get credits for referring people, you can.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Mark's right. You should have done a plush giveaway with your boot.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe.
There you go.
In your dirty wrestling shorts.
Yeah, there you go.
Jamie, I don't see your Whatnot question. So if you're still here, re-ask that question. But Jamie did put another question, and she said she has a whole home open for space. Which place would you start, like in a house? Where would you put a shop?
Mine is the garage. I don't want anything in my house. That's personally. That's a rule that my wife and I have. She can walk out here and use the washer and dryer. That's it. But I don't have anything in there.
I started with my garage, but I can't. If I move this camera, I'll never get it back up. This is my office, and there's got to be 400 items in my office now. So, but the garage is a good place to start because you don't use it that much.
Yeah, I'd say the best place to start is where it's out of your living spaces, because the last thing you want to do is your business take over your living spaces, because then it's going to, be a conflict with maybe you and your partner or with your family and stuff like that. So I would either recommend the garage or spare bedroom, and hopefully you sell clothes, because this would be the perfect ad in your brand new office room. Yeah. So.
Oh my goodness. We first started ours because we had a spare room and we had people were in our rooms, all 4 of our bedrooms. We started it in the den with a fireplace, because in Florida we don't really use a den with a fireplace. And then once it was full, I put curtains up to partition it off from the living room. And then I got tired of it and bought sheds. It's really hard to have it out in your house, in your living space. I live in the country, man. We don't really have very many garages around here. I'm not going to lie. I have a carport. But I would say a spare bedroom where you can close it and not have it seen, because you don't want it to interfere with that. You don't want to have it interfere.
And wherever
somebody mentioned garages aren't climate controlled. I'm in California. Yes, other areas it could be cold, it can be hot and sticky. So that's another factor, true.
Yes.
You don't want to put candles in garage in Florida. It'd just be a ball of wax.
Yeah. You have to remember that. You really have to remember. Look, see, Susan is smart. Susan uses her Poshmark and Mercari money to buy stuff from those platforms to sell stuff on Etsy. So there you go. There's a sourcing tip. All right. EGV says, I was selling home decor and then I added clothes, and now I'm also doing jewelry. Lately, I have been listing mostly jewelry. Does the category I list affect the category I sell the most?
I don't think so.
No.
I think you just got to be in everything. I have a philosophy. I want to put it out there in many categories. I don't want to just focus personally. I will put, if I find a piece of clothing, I'm not great in clothing, I'm still going to put it out. I'm still going to get it. But I want to be diversified all across the board.
Well, if it's the category you're listing the most in, it's going to be the category you're selling the most in. I don't really understand the question.
I don't either.
I mean, it would depend on how popular. So I'll just interject and say jewelry on eBay is typically longer tail stuff. Oh, speaking of, guys, remember I told you I spent $500 on that bracelet?
You bidding on
Hold
it
on.
now?
Let me read the follow-up. Hold on. I got to read the follow-up. Somebody messaged me and asked if I'd take 1,500. I will tell you, I will take 1,500. And it looks like they are going to take it, and I'm going to change the buy it now and end the auction and accept 1,500 in less than 6 hours. I am fine with the $1,000 profit. I'm not going to lie. All right. Anyways, I'm happy. I got to answer them and change that. So anyways, my point was, that's what made me think of that one's selling so fast. Jewelry overall on eBay is long tail. Unless you have popular items, this is an unsigned obey. Very, very rare. There's only one other that's sold in the last 10 years. Most typical sterling silver jewelry is going to take 6 months to a year to sell. So sometimes you might be listing the most jewelry, but you're listing popular clothes like Nike workout clothes or other popular brands. You could be listing more jewelry and still selling more clothes. I could see that happening. Sorry, Rod.
No, I'm saying as an everything store, though, I list in multiple categories. So I do see that when I heavily list in one category, I see a boost in that category. And it does help out my other categories from time to time if it's similar items. But I mean, it's going to be wherever you're selling the most, the category you're listing most is probably the one you're going to be selling the most in. And there's a way, if you go in your eBay store in your seller hub, you can actually they'll break down your categories of what items are selling, the percentages that are actually selling. So you can actually take a look at it, and you'll be surprised sometimes. You may think that you're higher in one category, but you're actually not. So I would definitely go check that out.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm changing the price so I can make $1,000.
Yeah,
they message me again. They're like, "Can you please change it so I can pay you $1,500 now?"
So how long do you guys typically run sales, and how much percentage do you give off?
I usually run mine. I have a unique way of doing them. I will run mine when I'm on vacation. I take 2-week vacations, and I try to specifically tailor that to where I have.
He doesn't want to tell you the rest. It's
the suspense is killing me right now. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Gino, wait for him to get back. Go ahead.
Yeah. Do you typically run? I don't run sales. I send offers out a lot, and I promote every item, and that's usually how I sell. I mean, yeah, I don't run sales. That I have done it, but I don't do it as a rule.
So when I run sales, I usually run them in tiers. So I'll do like a 10% sale for items that are like maybe 60 to 90 days. I'll do 20% off items from 90 to like 120 days. And then like anything after 120 days, I might run a 25 or 30% sale off. Sorry, Mike, you were frozen. So we'll come back to you at this. Okay, but that's what I normally do. I usually run it when my sales are slow. I also run my sales a lot when the eBay changes their algorithms, or they send out emails that they're changing the categories or making updates to the site, because I know my sales are going to go down. So I'm trying to do whatever I can outside the box to try to boost those sales up or get more eyes on my views. But like I said, I mean, I don't really sell a lot of items when I run my sales. I usually run them for 72 hours or for a long weekend or something like that. I also like to run them over holiday breaks as well, especially holidays where people are going out, such as like 4th of July, Memorial Day, things where people are going to go out, Labor Day, they're going to go out and be active outside, because typically I don't see as many good sales at that point. So I try to counteract those things a lot. And then my biggest thing is getting watchers. If I get watchers or views on my items, I will send them when those sales end. Probably in a day or two later, I'll hit all of them with big offers. Maybe that's what that 10% sale didn't work, 20% sale. Okay, here's 30%. Like almost like a final offer sent off to them. And that usually gets me a big boost in sales when I do that. But go ahead, Mike. You can go back.
So basically, I do it differently. I will go through all 1,500 items and pick 500 to put on sale. That also refreshes my mind as to what is going on my items. And then I will do 30, 20, and 10%, and I will just pick which ones I'm going to blow out. That's kind of how I do it. And that gets my eyes. 1,500 is 100 per page, 15 pages. Doesn't take me too long. It's just something that's the way I do it.
So I mark everything up in order to mark it down. I run 35% off. It's marked up 30. So really I'm only doing a 5% off sale. So I have room for offers and stuff like that. But it looks like a bigger percent because I don't think anything under like 15 to 20 really makes people pay attention. And then as far as, and I run mine Monday through Friday and Friday to Monday. So it's never off for more than 6 hours. It does turn off though, because I feel like if you run a month-long sale, people are like, oh, it'll be there next week, or oh, it'll be there in 2 weeks. But if you are ending in 4 days, they're like, oh, the sale's ending in 4 days, and they feel more urgency to buy it. So that's how I run mine. And we'll take probably 2 more questions, guys. And we don't have a ton of them. We almost made it through all of them tonight. And then we'll let everybody say goodnight, and I'll tell you guys who will be on with us next week. Karen said, the new international shipping program killed my international sales. Should I try a different type of international shipping? Or do you think it wouldn't help because everybody, so basically eBay has everybody shipping international now because you just send it domestically to theirs, whether you want to or not, it's on.
Yeah, I don't have any problems. I ship constantly internationally and I like doing it. I don't have any problems really.
Are you doing it yourself or use?
I use eBay, strictly eBay. And the one good thing about eBay is if the item is lost or the item is damaged, you will be compensated and so will the seller because they're carrying insurance. So a lot of people are fearful that something like that's going to happen. So I have very few problems with international shipping. What I have a problem with is they do not understand the duties and taxes and the other things that go when they purchase the item. That gets confusing, and then it has to be canceled and so forth.
International shipping's easy now. Years ago, if someone returned an item, you were paying them to ship it back to you. It was almost crazy. You couldn't do it. So a lot of scams were happening. Now it's easy. eBay takes care of it. You just mail. Used to be Kentucky. I don't even know. I don't sell that much.
They changed it. No, there's multiple now, Gino.
Okay.
They moved it up to Illinois area right now for the Midwest.
And I ship
but
to
it's
Kentucky.
Safe now.
You ship to Kentucky?
Erlander, Kentucky, whatever that is. That's where mine go.
Yeah. So with the new international shipping program, you have the option to opt out of it if you want.
Yeah,
you can actually ship yourself internationally. I mean, a lot of people that I know go through pirate ship to ship internationally, and it could be cheaper. It's actually a lot cheaper for the buyer, to be honest with you. It could help boost your sales if you do it yourself. But me personally, I just go through the international shipping program because I do have some higher end items in my store. In the last year, I've had a $525 comic book, graded comic book, get lost, or let's say held up in customs, and the buyer filed a claim against me, and I was protected through eBay because eBay handled the shipping from the States over there. And they sent me an email saying that, even though the item hasn't been received, you have nothing to worry about. We will handle it on the buyer side of things. So, or I had an item get damaged. That was $475. And I wasn't responsible for it because, my goal was I have to ship the item to the shipping center. My job is complete then. They take it from there. They put it in big pallets when they get enough items in, then they ship it all off at one point in time. That's how they get a big discount on that shipping. They make all the extra shipping money on that. So
there it is.
There you go. Congratulations.
What? Yeah. Before the show ended, 9:59 p.m. I just listed that about 6 hours ago, guys. $1,000 profit in 6 hours.
One of your lots.
I offered it to you guys for $1,000 on Whatnot last night. You could have had that $500 in 6 hours. Just saying. Just saying.
No.
I offered it for $1,000 on Whatnot last night. Nobody took it. Maybe I said 12, so maybe it would have only been 300. Anyways, it sold in 6 hours. I am still shipping out 2 sales about a day international, so I haven't noticed it hitting me. It hasn't seemed to affect my international sales. That bracelet is absolutely gorgeous. $1,200. See, it would have still been 300 in 6 hours. That's not bad for 6 hours.
Nice.
You could have held out. It probably would have went higher on auction, but I'm going to take $1,000 and run with it. I'm fine.
Yeah, profit is profit. You want that profit. Take
Sometimes
it.
80 cents on a dollar is better than 100% of nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, and fast, not waiting. And then though, Mark, it could have bid up and they didn't pay. This guy just offered me it and paid in 5 minutes. I'll take it. And they still might buy it and put it up for 2,500 for all I know. I don't care. Then we both make a profit and I'm happy with it. It's okay. All right.
There you go, Kat. That's called
you know,
multitasking.
if you know me, you know I'm multitasking. I'll be live on Whatnot selling things, answering your comments, and people are like, "How are you doing that?" And like, it's just what I do. I have to do it. All right, guys. I think that is the end of the questions. Thank you all. We have 400 people in here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. Marsha and Mark, thank you so much for helping us with moderating. We appreciate it.
Okay, can I say something?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you say bye too.
No,
I
I've been
just sold
looking
more
for an
things.
UGG boot, a big giant UGG boot. So if anybody knows someone that has it, I'm interested.
I know where you live. You're right down the road, so maybe might show up at your door.
That's true. He's in Tampa.
Yeah, you're close enough. You could do local pickup there.
Local pickup. There you go.
Totally do local pickup.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's let everybody say bye. Marsha and Mark have been dropping links to their channels. They're also down in the description. So here is Mike.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks. Mike, Golden State Picker, and I have my channel, the Golden State Picker. Check it out, and thanks for watching tonight.
Hold on. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, there's Gino.
Well, guys, Gino's fine. Come visit me. I take you on a nice, fun ride along while I thrift, and hopefully you'll have a few chuckles along the way. And there's definitely some special effects in every one of my videos. So come watch a few, and if you like them, subscribe. If not, go and subscribe from someone else's channel. Leave mine alone.
Perfect. Definitely check these guys out for sure. Rod, what is going on with you?
So, as you guys know, last week I left to go to Virginia. I was up with the Commonwealth Picker, and we did the 100-mile highway sale. So I actually just dropped the first video today. So go to my YouTube channel, Picking and Punching, go watch that. We got tons of vintage items there, so it was a great first day. We got some more videos to come. Any questions that we don't answer tonight, please send me a message on Facebook or Instagram, Picking and Punching. You know, I will answer all the questions that we don't get to. Unfortunately, you know, we do get a lot of questions. We can't answer them all in one night. Also, too, I have a Whatnot coming up this Monday at 7 p.m. It's going to be another plush sale, starting everything at $2. I will have tons of vintage Disney plush, brand new plush, brand new with tags. If you are a reseller, it'd be good items. My items are selling $2, $3, $4 last show, so you have plenty of money to be made. Come by. I just need to clear stuff out. I think we already have 40 or 50 items listed in there. We're going to be listed probably another 30 items in there as well. So
put the boot in. Put the boot in.
We'll see.
Who won't be there?
Who's going to be there?
I just put out a catch treasure hunting video. If you're not following my other channel, with all of that whole giant pile, you'll see me finding it. And I found a whole pile of it. That came out today. We will be live on Whatnot. We're always. I think we're actually doing tomorrow night at 8:30. I'm going to do Thursday morning estate jewelry from the same estate that bracelet came from. Somebody asked me where I got it. I got an online estate auction. That stuff will be starting on Thursday morning. Thursday night is antique postcards from the early 1900s, and I read them with you. It's like story time with Kat from 100 years ago. Some of them are funny. They like tell people off, like, you didn't come see me when you said you were gonna. It's funny. And then Friday morning is going to be more estate jewelry. And then Friday night is going to be all my resin art, my first ever resin art show. I made an amazing, I'll show you. I have a picture of it. I don't have it. Miss Barbara said I'm supposed to show it off. So look at this tray I did. It's a serving tray out of resin with the beach waves. So this is the first tray that I made with the beach waves. It's a wooden tray. I have that one, and then I did two smaller ones that match it. So I'm going to have those. Those sell for over 100, the big one on Etsy. I'm starting everything at $2. $2 for everything. Yes, I put out a teacup video, a new teacup updated video on Sunday. And then Thursday will be a what sold video. I might have to take 5 minutes and add on that bracelet to the end of my what sold video for this week. Because I recorded it yesterday, so I might have to add on. Next week, we are going to have Flippin' Hippos. Star will be here along with Kaylee Elaine. Kaylee Elaine does mostly clothing, and I am very impressed with her business setup. They are killing it in the clothing game. I think they shipped out 150 last week. I'm jealous. I'm not going to lie. Those girls, they know what they're doing. They have been on before. They'll be on again. So definitely come every Tuesday. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Gino. Happy birthday to Scott, but ignore Scott's picture. It's really Gino. You know it's Gino. Gino's link is in the description. Rod says buy the UGG boot. We will see you guys next Tuesday.
500 for the UGG boot.
UGG boot. You're never going to hear it. No.